This is Ben here with Olson's Hi-Fi, here this week with the REL S 510 subwoofer. Man, impressed. This subwoofer blends with so many speakers so well, top to bottom. I can't even say enough good things about this. I know a lot of people have been really excited about the REL S 812, their 12-inch variant of this in the S series, but this subwoofer happened to blend better with my speakers, which I'm running the KEF reference ones, and this is like a perfect match. And some things that this subwoofer's done with those speakers is it's a very seamless, and I'm actually just running one. REL has a different approach to subwoofers. They're getting to what they do with a really high quality build, which you can see by looking at this subwoofer. It's not only attractive, but it is built like a brick shit house. It is very solid. They have tons of bracing. The cabinets are extremely inert, probably as a function of being able to, they built these so you can actually stack them and connect them in line arrays, which that is a different topic for another day, but that is amazing. I'm also saving for that. I'm saving for the room where I can afford a 3-line array of six RELs. That would be extremely fun. This sub is so fast and so detailed that it has no problem bringing out things that you haven't heard in electronic music. Like Glass Animals, the song Flip, has a ton of bass, and I heard textures in that bass and things that I had not heard. It was like after hooking this up and listening to that song with this subwoofer, we re-listened to it. It was just kind of fun. I heard things in that song I hadn't noticed before. Diana Krall's Temptation, the stand-up bass. I mean, it's one thing to say you can hear the fingers, but I felt the fingers. I hope that's not creepy, but I did. So another song that really comes out that was really engaging was Boz Scaggs' Miss Riddle. I don't have a great way of describing that experience other than that that bass was so much more engaging in that song, the kind of the underlying bass beat of that song and the bass guitar. Very enjoyable. This sub, like I'd mentioned previously, doesn't have a spec sheet that says it goes down to 9 hertz. But as far as for movie listening, I haven't felt the need to get a separate movie sub. This thing is extremely satisfying. And, I did talk to John Hunter, and he did mention that they have gotten room measurements on this that were a lot lower than what they're advertising on the spec sheets. REL is not about putting a bunch of bullshit onto a spec sheet, and they're about real world performance in real rooms. But what I'd say is a couple of the favorite movies for testing, Live, Die, Repeat, Edge of Tomorrow. It's kind of like the science fiction Groundhog Day. There was so much going on in the surround effects that this subwoofer picked up on that I had to rewatch some of those scenes, and they have some it's a trademarked pure filter, pure theater filter is what they've called it on this, and I'm not sure what that does, but I can tell you on this subwoofer it definitely pulls out details and surround effects that I had not previously heard. Very impressive. Another, any Christopher Nolan movie, whether that be Dark Knight, Batman's Dark Knight, or the Batmans that Christopher Nolan directed, or the most recent movie, Transient. Oh my God, So there was a scene in The Dark Knight. Let me back up to Batman's Dark Knight where he's got his Batcopter, and that kind of came up, and the bass notes were hitting so hard it felt like a helicopter came up behind our couch. And this sub's in the front of the room, so it was a really cool effect to just hear that bass hitting so hard that it helped to give the effect of that helicopter rising from the back, and not just the sounds of the blades, but the low frequency response that you get when a helicopter is present. Transient, I don't have a great way of expressing what this sub does for that movie other than experience it yourself. Don't take my word for it. Experience it yourself. that movie has a crazy amount of bass and implemented in ways that I've not heard bass implemented into other movies. So it was above and beyond some of Christopher Nolan's previous productions. Now, I'm a lot more about performance of the actual product than I am aesthetics, but that being said, is this not one slick mofo? I mean, these nice, beautiful chrome handles, which make it easy to stack, because you can stack these. They're built for it. To this, the rails underneath that kind of give the appearance of floating, kind of matching some of the modern TVs today. This is a slick-looking sub. So REL is really conservative on the spec sheets, but they deliver in real-world performance. Don't take my word for it. Come down to Olson's Hi-Fi. Have us plug this in for you and hear it for yourself. Thank you.